Are you feeling frustrated because your needs aren't being met with the woman you're dating or in a relationship with? I totally get that. And if you're feeling tempted to emotionally check out, or you've been bottling this up, or maybe you're scared you may act out in ways you regret because this isn't happening, you're in the right place. Because in this video, I'm going to show you 3 powerful ways you can express your needs to her while staying grounded in your healthy masculine energy. So it's time to stop holding back and express yourself now. Let's dive on in, shall we? This is important and big. I've definitely heard more than a few men tell me that the woman they're dating or in a relationship with, their needs aren't being met at the end of the day. And it can show up very quickly, or the man is very aware of it in the bedroom, obviously, with intimacy, sensual connection, things of that nature. But it also can trickle out in other ways in the relationship, which I've heard stories about as well. So, for instance, let's say that you love a certain thing or kink in the bedroom, and when you started dating this woman, you expressed this to her. You two talked about it. You asked her, was she open to it? Has she experienced it before? And let's say the woman you're dating, she hasn't, but she's interested and curious. However, she has her own, trust issues with the masculine, and she's never really explored her sensuality in a more freeing way. And so she likes a more, vanilla situation when it comes to that. But she tells you she's open to it. Obviously, you two still connect, get in this relationship, and boom, a few months later, you're not getting your needs met in this certain situation. So, what do? I think one of the mistakes men make here is that they either lash out and it comes out in an argument, or they express it and they're not considering the delivery, right? It's harsh, or it comes out in a way that doesn't connect with the feminine. Or you want to remember delivery when it comes to your woman. It's not just about the words you say, it's how you say it. Women are really big on this. Here's what you can do. There's a few different styles on how you can communicate with her, but still have it come from a grounded, healthy, masculine place. And this is important because you want to start practicing this. It's like going to the gym and building up muscle, right? It doesn't happen with just one time, one conversation, one time of you doing it. So here's number one of how you can express your needs to her. And you can use this framework if it has something to do with your needs not being met in the bedroom, sexually, sensually, intimately, or in other places in the relationship. For instance, if we stay with that example I gave you about, she's not meeting your needs in the bedroom in some way, shape, or form, and you two are just out of sync. Number one, you can acknowledge the relationship while expressing your desire and still have it land. So, for instance, you can say something like, I really value our relationship. I really value our connection. I feel like our physical intimacy is off or has taken a back seat. Are you open to exploring ways we can reconnect again, in the bedroom? I've talked to you about the things that I like as far as like kinks and BDSM. Are you open to exploring that again with me? Because this is something that I need. This is something that excites me. And this is something that I really want. And it keeps my passion in the relationship going. And it's something that I really, really enjoy. Are you open to exploring that with me? Boom, there you go. So it doesn't have to be that direct words or framework, but something like that. So you're acknowledging the relationship, but you're also expressing your needs. Number two, you want to state your need while being still open to her perspective, because this relationship is not about just you, and you are not in it by yourself. So you want to acknowledge the feminine and where your woman is at right now. If we take the same example about her satisfying you in the bedroom and not meeting your needs there, this is how you could word it. I've been feeling a bit disconnected in the, when we have sex or in our intimate life. This is very important to me that, we get connected again, that we bring the spark and passion back. How are you feeling about our intimacy and when we have sex? Is there anything you'd like to try as well to make it more fulfilling for the both of us? And again, you can remind her, I'm into this type of kink and this is very fulfilling for me. But I also want to make sure you're being fulfilled and your needs are being met as well. That's why I'm asking you these questions. Boom, there you go. You can have this conversation and use the language to frame this opportunity, what you're expressing about not being met, as a place to mutually grow together. Say something like this: I feel like our physical intimacy or when we have sex isn't as strong and passionate as it used to be compared to, when we first met and we first started being intimate. And this is very important to me. It's something that I want to change. This is what I wanted to talk to you about. What do we both need to feel connected and satisfied in this part of our relationship when we have sex and when we're intimate together? Boom. In order for this all to work, you must be deeply rooted and connected with three values. And number one is when you get new information about the woman you're dating or in a relationship with, you got to update it in your perception of them. You're not in a relationship or dating her for her potential. That's being in the fantasy of what she possibly could be and how she could possibly meet your needs. But that's not the reality of the situation. If you find out new information about her, for instance, going back to, let's say you said this to her regarding your needs aren't being met in the bedroom, and she says to you, well, I told you I was open to that, but when we tried it, it really freaked me out. I just realized it wasn't something I'm into, but I really care about you. It's not something I think I could really be into. That's new information that changed based on when you first had talks around sex and what you like and what she likes. And she told you were open, she was open to this, but she realized she really doesn't like it. And that's a hard no for her. Instead of being like, oh, she may open up one day, no, that's new information for you to update in your brain. And it could be a deal breaker if this need is something that's very important to you. Number two, this value you want is very important. Understand your needs. Understand yourself. Know what you need and know what you want and start to talk about it in the beginning stages of dating. And it doesn't always have to be so harsh or serious. Even if you're in a relationship with someone, you could say it in a teasing way, like, if she sent you a sexy text, say, oh, like I would have loved to experience this with you 3 weeks ago when we were like hot and heavy. Know that it always doesn't have to come from like a rigid, so serious conversation. There's other ways for you to drop hints and see if they respond or how they respond. But it's really important for you to understand your needs, what you want, what you desire, and maybe what's a deal breaker for you in that area. If you don't know what you need, she's not going to know. And number three, a value you definitely want to be rooted in order to have conversations like this is to speak up. Don't hold it in and bottle it in because it's going to create frustration. It's going to create resentment. It's definitely going to create you emotionally checking out. And it may lead to you turning to somebody else, emotionally cheating, physically cheating because you're not happy, but you also didn't step it up and decide to be truthful and honest with this person, with this woman. And it's not fair to her. It's not fair to you, but it's definitely not fair to her. And when you express these to her, come from a place of it being a standard, not an expectation. The difference between that, standards are about you, because then when you find out new information, you can adjust how you're going to invest in them accordingly. When we make expectations and put expectations on people, we're making it about them And then we get disappointed when they don't meet those expectations and it wasn't fair anyway. So always speak up from knowing your standard, understanding yourself, and of course, being willing to update your perception of them and how you're experiencing her in real time. I hope this video helps. If you like it, drop your comments below. Press that thumb button to like it as well. And then if you love what I'm throwing down in these videos and you're picking up what I'm throwing down, subscribe to the channel. I'll always be here for you. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.